When we think of vacationing during the Gilded Age, we might picture the grand cottages of Newport. But there was another place known as the Berkshires, which was just as glamorous. Hi everyone, Ken here. Welcome to This House. Today we are exploring Ventfort Hall in Massachusetts. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House. In the 1800s, when J.P. Morgan rose to prominence as the nation's leading financier and banker, he made sure his family was taken care of. With so much wealth now in the family, some decided it would be best to keep it in the family. That's when George Morgan married his cousin, Sarah Morgan, and began planning their summer home in the Berkshires, an up-and-coming vacation destination for Massachusetts' social season. Over 70 wealthy families built what they called cottages, but were in fact lavish mansions to be used for only a couple months out of the year. The Morgans purchased 26 pristine acres and hired the architecture firm of Roch and Tilden to design for them a sprawling Jacobean Revival-style mansion. Surrounded by perfectly manicured gardens, the 28,000 square foot mansion was built entirely out of brick with brownstone trim accenting its features as it rose 3 stories. Winding around the drive, at the top of the knoll, you would dismount your carriage under the porte-cochere ornamented with balustrade and finials, a tease of the grandeur awaiting you inside. Walking through the front door, you would arrive in the entrance hall, directly facing a stone fireplace rising floor to ceiling between fluted pilasters. Rugs were strewn about the floor, and the wood-paneled walls were cluttered with potted plants and casual furniture to set the scene for a summer's getaway. To the side was the grand stair hall, rising the equivalent of 3 stories below a Jacobean ceiling. The cascading stairs turned at elaborate landings marked by newel posts with intricate relief work. Each section boasted its own unique urns atop each newel post, between which elaborately carved wood balustrade ran in line with the board and batten paneling on the sides of the stairs. The library continued this theme, once again with elaborate Jacobean ceilings set over wood paneling, but this time with each passageway marked by a broken pediment. Skirting the room, half-height bookshelves surrounded antique furniture arranged conversationally in front of the oversized hearth. The drawing room broke from the scheme of dark woods to introduce lightly painted millwork set against damask wallpaper below an elaborately crafted coffered ceiling. Traveling throughout the house, you would discover various charming details in each nook and cranny, such as stained glass containing familial crests. There was even a bathroom on the main floor, finished out with tile and beadboard below a chair rail and continuing with floral wallpaper above. Of all the lavish interior rooms, perhaps the veranda was the most utilized, as younger family members would play yard games and mingle with potential love interests, courting during the social season. Of course, an estate of this size took many servants to run, as we can look behind the scenes at some of their facilities, including massive greenhouses to ensure a steady supply of fresh plants would always be decorating the house. There was also a carriage house, with room enough to tend to guest horses and provide living space for the groundskeepers. The Morgans enjoyed summering in their home for 18 years until George's passing in 1911. At that time, it was rented out to the recently widowed Margaret Vanderbilt. It was later purchased by the Bonzel family, whose children sold it to be used as a dormitory to house music students. As time went on, the house began to fall into disrepair. By 1991, the roof had collapsed in on itself, and plans were approved to have it demolished in order to build an assisted living center in its place. However, these plans were met with fierce criticism from the community, and the Ventfort Hall Association was formed to protect and preserve the house for future generations. Their efforts were successful, and to this day, they continue to restore the house while having it open for tours, including ghost tours perfect for this Halloween season. If you have ever visited, I would love to hear about your experience down below in the comments section. And while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House. I would also like to take a moment to say a special thank you to our This House supporters whose names you can see on screen right now. If you would like to see your name on this screen and show your support for the production of these videos, please consider joining our membership program today. I'll see you next time on This House.